US residency and immigrations. You could get arrested in the States even if you live here legally. Why? After watching this video until the end, you're gonna know the best way to avoid arrest and live peacefully and happily.
Earlier today, we brought you the case of 6 workers in the lower Keys who were detained by immigration agents and are now sitting in jail. Now, many are wondering why this happened in the first place. Their attorney says that 5 of the men are here legally. NBC6 politics reporter Hazel Vela went down to the Keys and is now with us to talk about the effects that this is having on the community and the small business where they worked.
For this small roofing company, this is 1/3 of their workforce. They asked us not to identify the men due to privacy. Immigration authorities stopped their truck, according to an incident report, then asked Monroe County deputies to transport some of them who could face deportation.
Wow, they were stopped on their way to their job, right? So these 6 people, like five of them have the work permits and they are here legally. So why did they get arrested? So let's continue.
No toma, no bebe, no
He doesn't drink, has no problems with anyone. Young guy simply trying to make it. Despite being scared to show her face, she wanted to talk to us about her younger brother, one of 6 Nicaraguan men who on May 27th were detained along US 1 in Sugarloaf Key on their way to a job.
They are legally here. They have an authorization to stay.
Their immigration attorney says it should not have happened because
Was, yes. The woman said his younger brother doesn't drink and he's hardworking, right? And they are also legally here. They have work permit, stuff like that. The immigration attorney, they are immigration attorneys, so they are here legally, right? Have the work permit. So could they have criminal record? Let's see.
5 of the 6 have their paperwork in order with pending asylum cases.
Valid work permit, not even close to be expired. And again, no criminal record. Not here, not in Nicaragua.
Their co-work
No criminal record, not in the States, not in Nicaragua. Okay, they also have work permit. Right, five of them have their paperwork on the body. Right, so hey, when ICE arrested them, did they not ask to see paperwork? And what could be the behind the scenes?
workers also want to know why.
It's pretty obvious, I would say, that the reason why they were pulled over is because they're Latino men.
Wow, he's speculating that the reason why they got pulled over and arrested is because they are Latino men. Wow, that is racial profiling, right? So that could be really serious, right? If you are non-white, it can be anybody. Anybody could get arrested, even if they are legal. If you are white, and even if you are illegal, then you have a lower chance of getting arrested. Wow, that's pretty serious and scary and shocking, right? So, hey, could there be any other mistakes or any other reasons why? And see, what they say and how it affect their community and their jobs and their company.
You know,
You've lived in Key West for how long?
44 years.
Vincent Scardina is the owner of the roofing company where they worked. He's owned it 37 years.
It's going to be really hard to replace those guys.
Says losing these 6 men is losing 1/3 of his workers.
We're not able in Key West to just replace people as easily as, say, a big city. Very limited people to pull from. And then you would have to train them. And that takes sometimes years.
But for Vincent, it's much more than that.
It's financially as well as emotionally.
Right, it's very financially and emotionally takes tolls, right? And it's not easy to find workers and train them and you to replace them because these are roofing company. So it's 1/3 of his workforce. So they may probably have 30 people. So now 6 people got arrested. So that's pretty serious. 18 people. They may have 18 people and 6 people got arrested. So the rest of them have to cover for the missing 6 workers. But even so, the rest of them will be scared to come to work. So then he has a domino effect. Those people quit their job or stay at home or stuff like that. And those people covering for the missing workers, that's also impact their share of the job. So it's definitely impact more than 1/3 of their jobs and their finances and emotional space, whatever. So one interesting thing is that, hey, this man could be getting his own karma. Why?
Yes, it takes a toll. You get to know these guys. You become their friends, just not an employer, but a friend. And you see what happens to their family. It's quite a shock.
Given his support for the president, we asked what he would tell the commander-in-chief if he had a chance.
What happened here? This situation is just totally, just blatantly not at all what they said it was.
Vincent, you voted for Donald Trump?
Yes, I
Haha, he voted for.
did.
Well,
He voted for Donald Trump, and if he had a chance to tell the president, what would he say? This is blatantly not the situation that he might have thought that could happen, and President Trump never told him something about, never told the voters that this could be something that could be happening, right? All of them think that it's only the criminals that President Trump's gonna be focusing on. But right now, it looks like the ICE they need to meet a quota for every month, so they try to arrest as many people as possible, process it. Yeah, many of them could be legal residents, right? And so let's see if he has any regrets.
he agrees with most of the president's policies. He thought the Trump administration was going to focus solely on deporting criminals. It seems immigration officials, he says, are just trying to meet quotas now.
Buyer's remorse? I don't know. A little bit.
How much damage does this create in your community?
It's not just happening to me. I mean, it's happening across the board. I know of one landscaper that lost 9 or 10 of the whole crew he had, and he's just totally out of business all of a sudden.
He wants his workers released and yearns for normalcy in his community and for the families of the men many argue were wrongfully detained.
Our business is struggling, make no mistake, but I still get to go home and give my child a hug at night. These guys do not, and they don't deserve that.
The immigration attorney told us she has...
Yeah, the Vincent said he regretted a little bit, buy remorse a little bit, but normally people, if they make a mistake, they don't want to admit that it's a big mistake. They try to downplay their mistake. So what do you think? Do you think he regretted a lot, or he just regretted a little bit? Comment up below. And of course, people who got detained, they could be transported to other locations, and they do not get to see their family, even if they are legal resident. That would be interesting to see why they got detained. So if there's any news, any updates, I'm gonna share on this channel. So subscribe to my channel. So let's see where they are right now.
Things have become complicated as 3 of the men have been transferred to detention centers in Texas and California. We asked ICE about this case. A spokesperson says they're working on getting information for us.
Wow, 3 of them got transferred to the detention center in Texas and California. So that's pretty serious. Once you get arrested, hey, nobody knows where you will end up. So that's pretty scary. So if you are thinking about visiting the US, you can bear in mind these cases are happening according to the news. And if you are living in the US legally, hey, all the news that I have seen so far, they got arrested on the way to their job, their workplace. So what's one thing that you can do? The best way to prevent this from happening is to work from home. So I work from home, and I travel around the world, always at home. If you could make $6,000 a month, just like I did for May, only 1 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, 20 days a month. Anywhere in the world, you can work from home. Hey, you don't have to worry about this thing, right? So if you want to learn more and how to travel around the world, how to retire early, retire young, retire rich, and subscribe to Rich Freedom Dragon Travel Adventure Lifestyle. Check out my playlist. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.